Welcome to our webinar about the Angular component. And I'm going to start right away because we have some time in the process to give you some more detailed explanation. Let's set up my camera first, as such that it is all clear and as such that I can help you throughout the process. So, filters, voila. That's the first step, already a small part, and let's go. Hi, we're at GitHub. In GitHub, as you can see, we're going to our documentation part, and part 1 is how to embed a Camellia dashboard. We're going to start from scratch, so we're going to just copy and create a new application, a new Angular application. By prompting or by asking the code, now everything will be set up. And this is why I said earlier, like, we have some time. So now I can really give you also a correct introduction. So my name is Jonas, I'm part of the customer success team. Some of you already know me. For those who don't, you can always mail us, you can always mail me, and I can help you out anytime, anywhere. So what we're going to do today is one of our monthly and the first of 2020 monthly webinar, where we will tackle, in this case, a new feature. And the new feature is the Angular component. What's for us the Angular component? It's a way to make it possible to set up, create, embed dashboards, Camellia dashboards inside your own application. How to do so, that you'll know, I think I'm going to show you in the next 10-15 minutes. I'm going to show you how you can set it up. Ultimately, our goal is to set up an embedding of a dashboard and creating a creating a page with multiple embedded dashboards where you can dynamically just change from one into another and where you do not have to hard code any dashboard IDs. So that makes it possible just to set it up. Now, as you can see, it takes some time, but once we're there, we're going to start. And that's right about now. It's loaded all the different files that we need. And these different files are we going to use right now. First, let's just prompt and let's get to the install of our ngx Camellia. I just need to set the command in the right place, and there we go. And we're now back. We're back to the second part where we need to wait. We need to wait around, was the last time I did it was around half a minute. So let's take the time. As I was stating before, there were a lot of customers, a lot of clients, but also prospects who are working in a full or in an application written in Angular. Now there are tools, we all know, there are possibilities to make it possible and to make it run, but from our side we won't tell it. So what we're going to do now, because I'm currently working on it, is I'm going to look at the application, how it is at this moment. So the standard just is going to compile. We're going to look at how it is just before we are adding anything, before we are really running our own application. So it's just going to show me the basic up and running and the page filled in with all the Angular information itself. Once it's compiled, I can just go to my local host, the right page, and there we go. So it's already open, I'm going to reload it, and there we are. This is our page. This is all information from Angular itself. This is standard procedure. So now we're going to change it and make it as such. First thing first, we need to load the last things. We need to install the last really like dependencies that we need in our Bible, or that we'll need to make our Camellia library, Angular library running. So these are different kind of dependencies, and whilst they are loading, I can give you the promise not, but I'll say that this is the last time we really need to wait. So once this is done, we can go and we can just create everything from scratch using all the dashboards that you have used all the dashboard that you have created with all the information that you'll need. As you may know, 2020 is for us also some just continuing on our focus point being integrated analytics. Really looking forward into making it in 2020 our real mission to have everyone who wants to be on board and where we can help them out. There will be lots of new features, there will be lots of new things, so 2020 will be really our year to create everything and to make everything possible. Now, while you're waiting, I can also say that we have a new logo. You might have seen it at the beginning of the webinar. So this one, the old one, will be is gone when you look at all the things that you can find online. So in our academy, we are still working on it, but looking at all the other different landing pages, it has all been changed. It has all been changed into our new logo. You can always leave a remark if you like it and what do you think about it. We really love it. I personally am really fond of the new one. It's really something fresh. It's something that really stands also out. And we kept all the cool colors, the things that really were remarkable are remarkable for Camellia. So that's something to look forward to that can help out as well. So as you may see, we do not have yet the new t-shirts, but just let's wait until they are here and then we can go. Alright, it's still, as I can see, it's still building. That's no problem, that's normal. Also nice to know that this is the first thing we're going to create in Angular. There are also all the other different possibilities like Node and such that we're also going to create. But let's begin with the dashboard itself. Now, we've imported everything, so we are now just going to look at the first thing. The first thing is, for starters, importing our library into the right place, and this is the app.module. The app.module.ts, we only have to be there once, and when we are there, we are going to use it correctly. As you can see, I'm just going to add 2-3 things on the right place. The ngx Camellia is live at this moment. Now, once we've added that, we can just go to our HTML file and our first dashboard can be live. Our first dashboard can just be updated. Going to the app.component.html file, getting rid of all the things of Angular itself and loading a dashboard. Now, if you can see, once you reload it, it's only a dashboard. We want all the other things around it as well. So that's what we are going to create right now. We are able now to, as you can see, it's just a dashboard as every other. So it's loaded, everything is live in there. And you can use all the other dashboards itself as well. These are demo data, so that's not the issue. This next one is really make it more fancy. First thing first, we need to get rid of it, and we're going to just adjust it towards a more dynamic with a header and a footer. Quite basic. We also need to style it, so that's why we need a CSS to just set it up as such as the right colors and things like that. Going to load it in the app.component.cscc file. As you can see, it is compiling successfully. So reloading, as you're going to do now, testing it, and I can say I'm happy. Already happy. So, but we're going to adjust it just a little bit more so that it can be also run. Going to the next thing, and that's really more into detail about the dashboard background. We're going to create, I'm going to use the dashboard background color to make it possible that it has the same style and has the same color. So it has been adjusted. And as you can already notice, the background itself is now smoothly into your own, but the loader is not. The loader still has different styles. So that's why we're going to look at it right now. And there are different, and as important, different attributes that you can use within the library ngx Camellia. Now we're going to focus on the loader, the background loader, and going to make it as such that you can create it and that it has the same color as your background. so that it's smoothly, that it does not have the idea of, oh, it looks like it is something else, but it's just part of your own application. Running it, it's compiled successfully, so let's check it quickly. And now you can see just part of it. You do not see any difference, it's just part of your own application. This makes it possible to really customize it the way that is for you, handy, the way that is also showing the correct things for you, and it's just part of your own application, as I said before. Now this is something just to push the boundaries. You can change everything about the loader as well, and just adding it into the file. And as you can see now, you do not see it because the loaders, and here you can see that well, have the same color. All have the same color, so it's just a blank page. And that's it for the first part. This was the first part of it. I'm going to part 2 now. I'm going to the second part where it's really setting up a multi-page application with multiple dashboards in it, embedded dashboards. So let's get started right away. We're just going to continue in the same smoothly, and the first thing we're going to do is generate 2 components. We're going to generate 2 new components. The first one is component named home. Second one is component named dashboards. Dashboard and home are 2 components within our application. And what's going to do, it's just going to create all the files that we need. Just the same way as we did before with the application, we've done now. I'm showing a home and doing it within the dashboards, and everything is visible in there. Next step is quite important because now we're going to set up the routing. The routing makes it possible that everything talks with each other. That the application will be talking, and I'm just going to copy it into the right map. So this is the routing map, the application.routing.module.ts. And as you can see, it's now, I just need to add a little thing and it does it automatically. Just by click on it and everything is there. So now if we want to see it, we're just going to add a little more. We're going to add a navigation bar which makes it possible that it's just not blank, but it's correctly. So our HTML file will be just deleted and going to load the new part. This not only the HTML file, but as you know before, we also need a CSCC file for the styling. So that's why we're just going to copy paste it into. I'm going to delete everything just to put on the new one. Now saving it could be handful just to set it up and going to have a look at it. It is there, and as you can see, clicking on it, the linking is working, the routing is correctly done, but you can see nothing because the HTML file of the home component, the HTML file of the dashboard component is not loaded yet. The home component is the first one. I'm going to click on it and just going to copy paste it and going to set it up on the right side. So the home.component.html file will now be loaded. What stayed before is now over there, also with the CSCC file. Quite important because there is a styling. Styling needs to be there. Now, as I both copied them, I'm just going to save it. Really saving it, guys. Quite important. And as you can see now, the home page is filled in with the right correct one. But the dashboards are still empty. So I need to load the dashboards as well. Going to the dashboards file. Dashboards file, dashboard.component.ts. And now I just need to know that we're going to work with tabs. Tabs that work and that will talk to each other as well. Going to load it, just going to set it up in between, such that it's handful, and those little functions that we will need, because we need the functions as well, will be added there. Functions to make it possible that the interlinks will be there. I'm loading the last one, quite important one, because in this one, it makes it possible that the first one will also be put there. When you load it, the first one is there. So the change tab function is that. Now, once it's over there, as you can see, now we can already look at it and we can see how it has been all changed. But let's first add it as well, because the HTML file is not loaded with the correct data and with the correct commands. By clicking on it, by just adding some simple rules and some simple command lines, everything is done. As you know from our previous files, we also need a CSS file, and that was already the end. So what we're going to do now is just give you some more information about it, but it's quite important to know that I'm going to save it. That is all in there. Checking it, the check is quite important, but now you can see it, it's all there. And when I click on it, the dashboard, Facebook, but it's not showing the correct one because LinkedIn and Facebook are showing the same dashboard. I do not want that. That's why we need the function. And now it's hard-coded, a hard-coded dashboard ID. We're going to change it with dashboard is dashboard ID and put it in the function. That's why we needed the function. We're going to, as you can see, set it up as well as the same dashboard ID, and it's talking to each other. So that the variable we are using is just a variable and not a hard-coded dashboard ID. That's really all the most important part at this moment of this webinar, that you can set it up. Now, I've done it, going to test it, and I click on Facebook, it's correct. On LinkedIn, it's already another one, and that's what we wanted to see. I'm clicking on AdWorks, and it is there. So these are the things that we needed. These are the function makes it possible that the dashboard ID is not hard-coded for AdWorks, but it is a function, as such as you can see it. So guys, this was really it. I'm sorry, but this is how simply it can be done. So I'm just going to go back now, and here I am. Going to set my camera also correctly, as such that it is clear. Full screen is back on. And guys, I really wanted to thank you because it's not always that simple, but it's really something now that I hope that was clear for you guys, how you can create it on your own. And if you have any questions about it, you can always just contact us. We are there via the @support. We are there by phone, but you can also just leave a chat within the application and then we can help you guys out. So hope it was clear. If you have any questions, just mail us and we'll be there. Thanks. Have a nice day. Bye.